So the question from Chinaza Esther is, why do guys take girls that have sex with them without beating them for granted? Some guys actually see those girls as cheap girls. So what's your take?
I see. Well, like there's there they feel sex for any girl that you have sex with, and you just gave her maybe a very small amount of money, then it seems like, well, I did spend much to be with this girl. But I feel like people think that for a guy to value the sex you've had with him, you have to, like, he has to hustle you, he has to go through a lot of processes, he has to pay this, he has to do that. If they see, but I just feel like, well, in sex, I don't think it's like that. I just feel like maybe the sex is not mute. Like it's not like it's something that I'm finding a way to put it. I want to put it in a way. I feel like that's not true. I know guys do that, but it doesn't mean that
It doesn't mean that
they are
it doesn't
cheap.
mean that the value is placed on the person based on the fact that, oh, we had a thing. So it doesn't mean that, okay, fine, you are cheap or
Yeah,
not. Abi?
yeah, yes.
I want to ask A, because I'm very curious to get like a man's perspective on just, this, because it happens all the time. It's a very popular conversation that happens all the time about, being cheap, and other stories. So what is your take on that?
I think it's more of the mindset or the psychological build of men. They see some men, or most men, see themselves as hunters. So if you're hunting, you catch a prey easy. You might not put too much value to that prey. I think just a thing is a mindset thing where for some people it's not like that. That you get into bed early doesn't mean the person does not have value. It's mutual. What we feel is mutual. Anything can happen. The environment at that time could influence what happens, and I don't think that makes you cheap. But for some set of people, they see themselves as hunters. So hunters look for something. The easier I get, then it just doesn't have value to that thing. But I wouldn't say it's a general thing for all men. And it's a mindset thing. The time you get into a bed with somebody doesn't determine if they're cheap or they're not. Or if I got Oyinda's question, were you trying to say sex without billing? That you didn't bill the person. I hope.
Yes, you got that right. Billing, as in,
Without billing.
asking, yeah, you don't make demands before, you guys initiate sex. Do you understand? Like you
Okay.
you just let you go with the flow without, acting too high and classy and making demands like, oh, because
Okay.
I'm a girl, you need to take care of me, you need to take me shopping, you need to buy me this, you need to give me money. Do
Okay.
you understand? So you're putting all that aside and saying, okay,
Okay.
because I like you, I'm going to go on with
Okay.
this. We're going to have sex based
Okay.
on, how we feel for each other. And then after having sex,
Okay.
the guy starts to act up and maybe starts misbehaving because he feels like because she gave it up so easy, she's a cheap girl without asking for
Okay.
anything.
Okay. And then it will be a context thing. If you're talking about billing, am I supposed to be billed to have sex with you? Are you my girlfriend? If you're my girlfriend, you're supposed to bill me. What we want to do it between both of us, or you doing me a favor? So, like I said, it's a context thing. Are you commercializing our relationship or our sexual interaction? So it goes back to this issue of romance without finance. Um, I don't think, like I said, it's a mindset thing. I don't think a person that you have a relationship with would determine the time you have it, whether they give you or they didn't give you. Like you said, you are sharing mutual love. It doesn't define if you're cheap or you're not cheap.
So, hey,
Yeah.
let me just, butt in here. So the lady doesn't have a problem, right,
Okay.
with having sex without making demands. But for the guy, because she
Okay.
didn't play hard to get for too long, he now
Okay.
believes that she's cheap because she has accepted to have sex with him, right?
Okay.
Without making any demands. So this is from a guy's perspective. Why is it that guys feel that if a woman does not make high demands, or she doesn't, hang on to sex for too long, right?
Okay.
She's cheap. Why do they feel like if a lady does not make crazy demands, or is not demanding in terms of money and material things, she is cheap?
Like I said, it's a mindset. I don't think it's a blanket thing for everybody. Different men, different upbringing, different
No, I don't think so.
understanding. Why, if I love a person as a man, the time of sex does not define if you're cheap or you're not cheap. You could delay. Does not still mean you're not cheap. You could ask for things. As a matter of fact, for some people, the fact that you're asking for things means you're cheap. It's about what I need. So I'm buying all
Yeah,
this.
true,
There's no value. You don't have value.
true. Yeah,
So
that's
it
true.
depends on people. For some people, you don't have value. Oh, you're asking me for all this. Oh, can we go have the sex? I'll bring a case. Like some few days ago, I think yesterday. Yesterday. I saw this thing on Facebook. There's a chat between a young man and a young girl, apparently boyfriend and girlfriend. And the young man went on posting on the fact that I pay your bills, sex is my right. And the lady was, no, you cannot keep asking me for sex when you feel. And the young man was adamant and was straightforward. Okay, what do you bring to this relationship for me? I pay all your bills. As a matter of fact, the young man threatened the lady and said, okay, break up with me. Break up with me if you can. In 3 weeks, your rent is due. Let's see what happens. So you see, the concept of finance has been the value of the lady. I can bring it to you, whatever it is. So, like I said, it depends on people. So, some people will see the fact that if they spend or they are spending to get something, then you don't have value. You are cheap. You can be anything to me. I can talk to you anyhow. I can treat you anyhow. So that's how it is. Why for some other people, because they love you, they value you, even if they met you today, and by this night you are in bed, it doesn't change their respect for you. They feel whatever happened is mutual. I went to the flow, you went to the flow. So
Yeah. Um, I want to just say that this is a very interesting part of our conversation that we're having, and it's one of the reasons why we have these conversations, because of it's a very normal occurrence in relationships everywhere, whether it is in Nigeria or in Togo or in America. This scenario you just described is very, very, very important, and it comes to a point that I would raise as we go along in this conversation. If you're just joining us, this is No Filters. It's our Facebook weekly show where we talk about everything that has to do with love, sex, and relationships, coming from the questions and the comments that our audience are giving on Facebook. I'm Harry T, and like I said, I'm joined with an amazing panel. Oyinda is here, our social media editor. We have Ehi, and we also have Wando, and we're discussing romance without finance. Is it possible for people to be in effective relationship without money? Right? What does money add to relationships? Can money change the dynamics in relationships? Those are some of the things that we are hoping to delve into as we have this conversation. Before Oyinda goes back to asking some of the questions from our audience, I have a question for Ehi and for Wandu. Now, my question is: there is a mindset that we have been raised and we've been taught, right? That when it comes to relationships, there's a particular the man, in quotes, right? The man should be the provider, and the lady should be the one to be taken care of. But we're seeing now that these myths are being these myths, these belief systems are being challenged and are being changed. How do you see this affecting relationships, especially when it comes to finances? I want to hear from a man's perspective and also from Wanda's perspective. Ehi.
Okay, thank you, Harry. The truth is now gender roles and relationship is evolving. It's not a fixed thing anymore. Even though, especially a place like Nigeria, based on the parity between female income and male income, the level of poverty in this part of the world, not generally now. Yes, gender role in relationship is evolving, but in this part of the world, and I believe the Lord Matters Nigeria audience might want to attest to it, is still a burden on men in this part of the world to be the ones to bring the larger chunk of finance to relationship at whatever level, boyfriend level, marriage, whatever level, is still a challenge. And even though when you see women earning more than men, there's this general saying, your money, and that's the man now, your money is our money. My money, that's the lady now, is my money amongst people. So it's still that thing where, like I said, Nigerian men still have to deal with being sole provider, even when the ladies have income. So you see young men are scared to get into relationships because, oh, I don't have money. Like they said, if you don't have money, hide your face. So that pressure is still there for men in Nigeria. I'll put that in perspective. In Nigeria, and like I said earlier, it's because of many factors. Either earning parity, maybe the women are earning lesser, or there's large spread poverty and the likes. So it's still an issue in Nigeria. Men take all the responsibilities.
I know that Wandu is not here. We have network issues. But I want Oyinda to also comment. Sorry. I want Oyinda to also comment. Oyinda, before you take more questions and comments from our audience, I want to ask you if you can relate to the conversation, and also if you feel like the way we engage with gender roles right now has changed how we view romance and money.
Thanks, Harry. So the thing that he said about gender roles is a big deal, and it is very, very true that a lot of the financial burden is placed on the man, because I don't know, from time, that's what our culture has been like, that the man is the provider, the man is the breadwinner, the man is the head of the house, the man is the head and not the tail, the man is the head of everything. So the man is automatically the person, that is supposed to carry all the financial burden of the family. For his immediate family, for his extended family, he's the go-to person. Now, the problem with that is that you find that a lot of men are under pressure to, provide sometimes, which is probably why our country is the way it is. They will go to any lengths to do anything, just to make some money. That's why you find some people doing all sorts of crazy things just to, earn a living. Now, the good thing about the world that we live in today is that we're having, amazing conversations about gender roles and why it is best, for us to share the responsibility in terms of finances. So some of us on this platform might have experienced our parents going through, certain financial stress, while we were growing up. Maybe daddy lost the job, or daddy's business didn't go as planned or something. And then at the end of the day, it so happened that daddy couldn't provide anymore. And because, mommy had been keeping her money, had been saving her money, she was able to help the family weather the storm at that time. For some people, the father gets back on their feet. For some, they never do. So the mother ends up, playing breadwinner all through. But while you find that while some women are, playing breadwinner, they now start making it a point of duty to remind the man that, oh, you are the breadwinner, you're not doing anything. They start nagging because they feel it's not their job. It's not what they're supposed to do. They didn't come to this world to provide for any man. But the truth is, if the responsibility of, providing financially was shared equally from the very beginning, if it was discussed and agreed, there will never be an issue. So if one person is falling short at some point, one person would be able to balance it out, and they'll be able to find a rhythm to, making sure that the family's pocket is well balanced at all time at some point. So I believe that in today's world, it's important for women to understand that the man should not be the sole provider in the house, in a relationship, in an extended family, wherever. A woman should be able to provide as equal as a man is doing, because you're making money. It doesn't make sense that you have a family or you are in a relationship together and one person is bringing out money. If anything happens to the guy, you're just going to walk away. And he has spent so much, and it's like he's spending all his finances without anything left for him. Do people even think that these men, do they have their own savings? Do you understand? I don't know. I feel it's unfair that you should put all the financial stress on a man. I don't agree with it. As much as, yes, men are better at things or women are better. I don't even believe in those things anymore, because really what a man can do, a woman can do better. So if a man can provide, I don't think a woman should run away from such responsibilities, whether in a relationship or whether in marriage.
Thank you, Oyenda. We actually have more questions from our audience. Don't forget, if you have comments, want to share about what we're talking about, please drop them in the comment box as this live is going on. If you have questions, we'll be sure to answer them. And I know we have some questions from yesterday also that Oyinda is going to ask right now. So Oyinda, over to you.
Thanks, Harry. So we have more questions. This one is an interesting question from Ruth Samuel. She's asking if a relationship between a lady who's a student and a man who is a security guard can work without money, because the lady is a student, so she cannot provide, and her parents are in the village, while her boyfriend is a security guard who is earning too little. So how is it possible for that kind of relationship to work without money? Because the security guard is struggling, to make ends meet, and the lady is in school. So, Ehi, what do you think? How do you think this relationship can work without money?
Okay. One thing in relationship is you have to be honest with yourself. We set goals in different areas of our lives, in business, academics, and the likes. But people don't seem to set goals in relationships. There's nothing wrong in understanding where you are and what you need. It's not because she can probably love that security man, but from the context you have put it in, okay, I don't exactly have money, I'm in school, meaning I would require some level of support. And this man might not be able to provide that support. You have to be honest with yourself. It doesn't mean you are being money conscious. It's just the reality of where you are. People should be honest with themselves. Sometimes I tell young men, you keep complaining, women want money, women ask for money. Even you yourself, you need to be honest with yourself. Some things you need to do, you need money. So if you're honest with yourself, going to relationship, some relationship might either be delayed or shouldn't even be entered into. For the young girl, the reality is this. She requires somebody or some kind of finance to help her in school. And it will bring it to the Nigerian context. Not many, we can't go to school in Nigeria. We don't seem to be able to work and go to school in Nigeria. We don't seem to be able to marry those two things together. So definitely she will need some external support. If the man is willing, but the man needs to understand this. It's not about me trying to get money, but this is where I am. So relationship, you have to be honest. You have a goal. So if that is clear, I don't think there'll be an issue between them. If the young man understands that this is the issue, it's not about me getting money off you, but this is my reality. It's not I don't want to date you, but this is my reality. Understand this. Fine. If the young man says, okay, no, don't worry, we'll find a way around it. If this is your goal, you need to go to school, your parents might not be able to meet this, and you cannot work at this time. Definitely, she needs money to go to school. So, can the relationship work? If they understand this, then they work around it. But if this is not clear, if the young lady should be honest with herself. If this is not clear, this man might not be able to meet my needs at this time. It's not because I'm being lazy or I'm a gold digger. I can't work with the way school is in Nigeria. My parents can provide this. It's clear. It is clear. So that's how I see it. She needs to be clear about her goals from the beginning and share that with the man, and they go on from there.
So I have a little question about that. So you're saying that it should be goal oriented, like a relationship should be goal oriented. Now, doesn't that pose the problem of being going into a relationship with the idea that you're going to gain something? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have a business, right? You can say, oh, you want to have a goal and all of that. But for a relationship that should be based on love, and understanding and care and affection, when you start to set goals for a relationship, don't you think that is a deal breaker? Because automatically the lady has positioned the man as a sugar daddy who is fending for her. Yeah, really, because that's the way I'm interpreting what.
That's how you got it.
Yeah, that's how
okay.
I got it.
Okay, that's not what goal in this context. Goal does not mean you're looking out for benefit, but goal in the sense that the end product, like I always say, if you are a particular age, you know what you want. For instance, a young lady wants marriage. Why would you go ahead into a relationship with a person that's not even interested in marriage for the next 5 years? That's the goal. You're looking. You know your goal. You know. I'm talking about the end, no benefit here, not benefit. That was a general statement, not benefit, but end product of a relationship. You plan your relationship. What am I doing? Why don't you get to a relationship now? I remember while in university, most people go into a relationship because why? Every other person has a boyfriend and girlfriend. That was the reason why. Nothing else. No plan, nothing. So they get hurt, they get into kind of trouble. You are on that level. It seems like every person has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So you join the bandwagon. No plan, nothing. So there is no end game to your dating relationship. It's not a benefit in here. I didn't mean benefit. I just mean the overall goal. What are you going to? Do you want to be in a relationship? Do you just want companionship at this time? Do you want a friend at this time? And going back, do you also want a sugar daddy? Be honest about it. That's the truth. Do you want a sugar daddy? Be honest. So you don't hurt anybody. That's the truth. So I'm dating you and I'm putting some pressure on you. I don't have the money. So why are you trying to, from the beginning? So if there was a clear definition, sorry, I like you, but I can't date you now. I need a sugar daddy. That's what I need now. Be honest about that. Simple. That's what I meant.
Thank you very much, Ahi, for that contribution. I think that was very enlightening, and I think it's very important in relationships for people to be able to share to just list out the things that they need and they want to get in a partner. What do I want from my partner? And then if our goals align, if our long-term goals align, then maybe we are supposed to be together. We're supposed to have a thing. So thank you for that contribution. We're still having issues with Mando's network. But I'm sure if you have any questions for us, we'll be able to answer them after the show is over. Oida, more questions?
Yeah. So Patrick O'Connor wants to know, is love about buying or selling of our bodies now? Please, I need to know so I have a budget for sex. So please tell us. Is love very transactional these days? Is it all about I give you money, you give me your body? Because you find a lot of that going on in today's world based on the conversation we've been having right now. So what's your take on having a budget for sex and relationships?
I wouldn't even know how to answer that. But like you said, that's the reality of where we are today. Um, it's funny if you have a budget. I guess we've seen two things here: love and relationship. Like I said earlier, relationship can be gotten into without it might not necessarily mean love. There's a reason for my relationship with you. There's a reason. Oh, I remember while in high school, I became friends with somebody. Why? I was not serious with my academics. The only reason I became friends with that person was to enhance my grade. That was the reason why. That is nothing. I didn't hang out with the young man. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't share anything with him. This was the boarding house. But because of my academics, I spent time with him in the class. I sat down close. Even during the exam period, I sat down close to him. Just why? I wanted to do well in my SSC, WAEC. That's just the reason why. So it's clear why I want to do that relationship. So relationship and love are two different things. You don't charge for love. You don't charge. What are you going to charge somebody for love? I love you, love me. What am I charging you for? You understand? But when it comes to relationship, like I said, many things are involved. Why you are doing what you are doing. For me, I just believe honesty is very important. So you don't see people crying everywhere and say, oh, she did this to me, he did this to me. Don't define it. What exactly were you looking for? And what you are looking for will also attract the kind of people that you meet. So there won't be an issue of, oh, she lied to me, she was about the money, or it was just about the sex, he was using me. Things should be clear. People don't discuss relationship. That's the truth. Discuss, be clear. What is it that you want? I like when people are honest. This is what I want, what I want. If you can't. So love and relationship are two different things. There can be love in relationship, but love is not relationship. Relationship can be anything. We can define, like I said, sugar daddy relationship is a relationship. The person is clear from the beginning. This is what I want. It's a relationship, but doesn't mean there's love. So you can't charge on love. There's no charge for love. What are you charging for? The beautiful thing we are sharing together? No. What are you charging? That means, are you not getting love? Am I not getting love? So who's going to pay? So that's how I see it. There's a difference between relationship and love. You can't charge for love, but maybe you can charge for relationship. If that's what exactly you are defining your definition as.
Okay. I know that I can see Wando. I can see her. She just popped in. Hi, Wando. Okay. I think she's gonna connect. Belinda, I know we have like time for like two more questions. But we will like very quick responses to them, so that we don't run out of time completely.
Okay. Thanks, Harry. So we have another question from Chidosko Kezi. He says that, or he's asking, why is it that ladies feel like they're doing guys a favor by having sex with them? What they both did is based on mutual agreement. And if the girl is demanding for 10th round, she will say she did the guy a favor. So basically, he's asking that why is it that when ladies have sex with men, or when people have sex, the woman feels like they're doing the man a favor when it should be mutually beneficial.
Hey.
Okay, thank you. It still goes down to what relationships have become these days. we can't deny the fact that it has become transactional. That's the truth these days. Like I said earlier on, love and relationship are two different things. But relationships these days have become transactional. So I feel as a lady,
I beg
I
you
give you
say.
sex, that that's something. I might not really want to have sex at this time, but well, I guess the benefit I get from you makes me give you at this time or give you the sex. So relationships have become transactional. It shouldn't be so actually, but that is what it has become. So every single person feel entitled. Oh, I'm doing you a favor. I I have sex with you. It's a favor because I see our relationship as transactional. For me, I don't think it should be so, but that's the reality we are facing today. Relationships seem to be transactional. So everybody feels entitled. I do this, I get this. You do this. So it's not about mutual love or what we both enjoy. Because my understanding is, shouldn't the last I checked, man and woman are supposed to enjoy sex. So who is doing who a favor? That's it. Are you not supposed to enjoy what you're doing? Or is it just men that enjoy sex? Or is it just men that are expected to enjoy sex? So if it's a two-way thing, then I don't think anybody doing anybody a favor. It's just that we have a generation of transactional relationships. That's how we do things these days. That's the
Um,
reality.
hey,
It shouldn't be so, but that's the reality.
hey, I'm going to tackle you on this one, yeah? So, or maybe Wandu needs to come on first before. I don't know if Wandu can hear me.
Wando.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
So the question is from Chidoski Kezi. He was asking if that why is it that when men and women have sex, that women usually feel like they're doing the man a favor? That why does that happen?
Okay. Okay, that happens because I feel like that happens a lot because we I think I answered this question earlier. We don't have sex because we are having sex with the intention of enjoying ourselves. We do it with the mentality. Nigerian women know we like to do it in the mentality that we are either giving out favors. Okay, maybe you did this for us, or we are doing it for some other reason. We don't do it because we are having sex because we want to have sex with the guy. You understand? Sex is supposed to be because I want to have sex with you, not for another reason. So that's what causes it. First, you have to consider, why do I want to have sex with this guy? So it doesn't make you to start having misconceptions as to why. Do you get my point? So I feel like women when they say they are doing it because like it's like a favor or something, they're doing it because okay, maybe they want to please the guy or return a favor. No, you shouldn't have sex for those are wrong reasons to have sex, and those reasons they kind of mess your mentality up. So I feel like
Seems like we lost Wandu. Um, okay. Harry is back also. So basically, what Wandu was trying to say was that she believes that the reason why a woman will feel like she's doing a guy a favor after sex is because the sex is not mutual. Like it's not
yeah,
like they both want to have it. She's just doing it for doing sake, or maybe she needs something
yeah,
and the sex is just a way to get it, basically.
yes.
Okay, so Harry.
Yeah, so we've had really great discussions today on romance without finance. and everybody has brought very interesting perspectives to a lot of the conversation that we've had earlier on. Before we wrap up, I want everybody, including Oyinda, to give their final thoughts on this in one sentence. Can we have romance without finance? I'll start with Wandu, we'll go to Ehi, and then we will end with Oyinda. So, can we have romance without finance? One sentence, Wandu.
No, I don't think we can have romance without finance. It won't be interesting. And aside from it being sorry, you said one sentence, but I don't think it's possible to have romance without finance. Money has to be there to spice up the relationship. Honest.
In the words of Davido, when money enter, love is sweeter, right?
Love is sweeter. Yes, like Davido said, yeah.
Okay. Ehi.
Yeah, I would say there can be romance without finance, but finance will spice up that romance. Thank you.
Yeah. Oyinda, what's your take?
So I agree with Wando. There cannot be romance without finance, because if one party is doing the giving all the time, it's the like that life no balance at all. You understand? So there has to be there has to be giving on both sides. There has to be giving little gifts here, taking yourself out for dates, buying each other credits to call, just traveling, visiting, all those things you do with money. But if you don't have money, you just, I go and see him in his house, you go and see him in his house. After a while, the relationship will get boring. And you people will be wondering and trying to find out why is this relationship boring like this? But you won't know that it's because you guys are not doing new things. And those new things can be achieved with money. So that's my take on romance without finance.
Yeah, very, very interesting take. There are a few I'll just go through quickly on Facebook. Cole Inaya says romance without finance, impossible phenomenon. So he agrees with practically everyone on this panel. We have Afuakpe Tosi J, reiterating the words of Davido, love is sweet, when money enter, love is sweeter. He also went further to say it's so contextual. I don't subscribe to putting all men under that mindset. Asaba El Alumbugu says love is sweet when there is money. Ari White Wankwa says it's a big deal for real. Glory Enya says love is sweet, but when money enters, love is sweeter. That seems to be the tagline today. Afua Kwetosi adds women in Nigeria just want to relax and be taken care of. That is the that is the common saying that has been trending on what's it called on social media. And Wisdom Uwokuru says love is so beautiful. Thank you everyone for joining us today on this conversation. It has been so very interesting. Thank you to Ehi, to Wandu, and of course to our social media guru herself, Oyinda, for doing such great work with Love Matters social media platforms. My name is Harry ETA. Don't forget to follow us on all our platforms. It's Love Matters NG on Twitter, Love Matters Nigeria _ on Instagram, and right here on Facebook, Love Matters Nigeria. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.